Hello, everybody. Uh, oh, you mean you? Sorry. Test, test, test. No one wants to hear me anyway. Oh, wow.
You messed me up, Chris. Messed me up. All right, hold on. Let's do. You guys can't hear me? My mic does not work. Darn it. Okay, 1 second.
Just flip them back and forth.
Yeah. Okay, how about now? You guys hear me now? And Chris? Chris, say something.
Test, 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 test.
Joe is very quiet. Oh,
Joe
very.
is very quiet.
How about now? Am I louder?
I can hear you.
Okay, that's okay. I think they said I'm good.
Okay.
Never heard Joe so quiet. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. Let's get started. So yeah, if you guys didn't know, you probably saw the email that came out, and also Chris's post on the Weaver Space community that he has a new project file out. Right. Well, it's kind of like a new old project file, but I'll let Chris explain that. Right.
Yeah,
We'll call it new project file, and
sure.
it is a killer deal, $10. You get Cumbre. I'm sorry, dude. How do you spell
Cumbre.
Kumbre,
Cumbre.
man?
Yeah. Close. You were close. So
And
close.
I'm a gringo, man. What do you
Yeah.
want?
You and your bento
Yeah,
or
Bentu or Bento, it
Bento.
doesn't matter. I
Bento.
can
There you
say
go.
that wrong a
Yeah.
gazillion times, right? Yeah. Chris is very loud. Oh, really? You
Oh,
sounds okay to me.
sorry, everybody.
um. So yeah. Anyway, so cum Cumbre. Okay, Cumbre
Kumbre.
is now what's special about this is yes, it's a new project file. Well, I'll call it new, but I'll let Chris explain that. But what's amazing about this deal is that 100% of the proceeds are going to go to your head, aka Isaiah, to help fund the Stacks Pro development. Stacks Pro is under development, but obviously creating a complete app from scratch. Well, not totally from scratch, right? It is. It is. We do have Stacks. Okay. I've seen it. I don't have it. I can't share it, but it exists. It's pretty cool. It's awesome. I'm excited for it. Super excited for it. Um, but we need to make sure that it has a certain level of. Remember, it's replacing kind of a framework that's been around for 20 years, right? So we need to make sure we have. Isaiah needs to make sure that it has a certain level of functionality and professionalism that we need in order and what we expect, right? So, um, Siri, I'm not talking to you.
Every
And
time.
so yeah, you know, Stacks Pro, I know we all wish we had it in our hands right now. It is, I think, not far away. I know we've been waiting for about a year now, but we are pretty close. And so Chris had this amazing thought to, hey, let's help Isaiah eat a little bit more so that he can continue working on Stacks and not have to do other things, so that we can get Stacks Pro in our hands even faster. So I'm all for that. And
Hmm.
yeah, I'll let Chris talk more and give you a little overview of Kumbre.
So cool. Hey, everybody. Okay, so like I said, I'm Chris. I run stacksbasecamp.com, where you can purchase my project files and sign up to have one-on-one trainings with me. And you know, I just to start out, I love this community. I love Stacks. I will do anything I can to promote Stacks, to promote Joe stuff. A lot of the people on the community, um, I want to see Stacks Pro come to fruition just as bad as everybody else. And I figure if I can do something to help, then I should do something to help. And so my doing something is to release the project file, Cumbre, which is Spanish for summit or peak. And, whatever money comes in, give it to Isaiah and help him develop Stacks Pro. And the cool thing is that it's not just me. It is Josh over at Stacks Weaver. He is giving, my math is terrible, but it's roughly around 55% off of his Cloudflare DevTool stack. And, and then Scott over at stacksappstacks.com is giving away his one of his stacks, the No Post Replace. And they're both in the project file. So if and when you get those stacks and you open up Kumbre, it will work in the project file. I mean, yeah, you got to set some stuff up, especially for the Cloudflare DevTool stack, but they're there and they will work. So yes, this is technically a new-ish project. If you are familiar with KSON, my other project file like this, they're very, very, very similar. I really took a deep dive into SEO Helper and wanted to make a few other changes to the admin portal, really. And so I started this new version, I guess it would be KSON version 4. And at the last minute, I changed the name to Cumbre because I felt like I never really liked the name KSON. Because when I first started this whole venture, it was all construction based, and my project names were like Bedrock and Caisson, which is a construction term. I forget what it means now, but that doesn't matter. And actually, Joe one day had the bright idea to say, "Hey, why not Stacks Basecamp? That sounds cooler." And I was like, "No, you're wrong." And then I thought about it, and he was right. So I changed the name, and now everything is more or less
What was
going to
your
be
original name? I forget now.
Weaver Base Site,
Oh
and
yeah,
then it went,
Weaver base site. That's right. Yeah.
and then it went to Weaver Base Camp. But then bad things happened with the Rapid Weaver world, and so I was like, Stacks only.
Nice.
Thank you, Rapid Weaver. So I pushed
Third
that
time's the
aside.
charm. See?
Exactly. I mean, hey, we're still here, still here. So yeah, so now everything is going to be more or less, camp, outdoorsy kind of based, and I like it. I like Cumbre. It's a fun word, and it means, like I said, summit, which is a big project file. This is a really, really big file. If you've purchased it and opened it, you probably were like, "Oh my God, what is this? This is nuts." And there's a lot in there, and even if you're brand new to the Stacks world, to Foundation 6 or whatever, it's actually just really good to open it up and check out the structure of things, check out how things are laid out, the settings that are used, the use of swatches, the use of utility classes. I have nested partials. I have, the thing where you can go and unpin a column inside a partial so that you can put different content in the partial on different pages and it won't mess up the actual partial itself. So there are some advanced concepts in there for you to learn from, if anything. And for $10, this is a pretty sweet deal, because normally the project
Definitely a
files,
sweet deal.
yeah, it's like $80. And the thing is that, this was a two-part kind of campaign for me, at least personally. This whole thing with Rapid Weaver, it's put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, just the way things have been handled. And what I would like to do, at least with this, is to try to build community, which is why I have the pay it forward part. You can buy it for yourself, and for $7 extra, it will go to a randomly picked community member. And I did include the Real Mac forum, but Real Mac, it's Isaiah's Discord, it's the Weaver Space, and it's RW for All. So when you purchase, you will be able to choose which forum you want that random copy to go to. And it's just a way to get it into as many people's hands as possible because I want people to really. I think Foundation 6. I'm a fanboy. I'm sorry, I'm a fanboy. Joe's stuff is just killer, and I think that that is the one true path for all of us. Just because it's so powerful, and I mean, look at him, he's right there. Well, for me, he's right there. But, he's at our beck and call, people. You're not going to get this kind of support from anyone else, anywhere else. I'm sorry. So yeah, anyway, I think it's a great deal and I'm excited about this. It's the feedback so far has been really great. A lot of people have started to buy it and a lot of people are doing, I'd say about half are actually doing the pay it forward thing, which makes me really, really happy. So yeah, and just as a little PSA, for some reason I'm having an issue right now with people getting the email with the link. I am working on that after this. Scott actually over at Stacks App Stacks is going to hop on with me, and we're gonna sort it out. But you will get the link, I promise. If I have to, send it myself from the server, that I'll do it. But just please be patient with me, okay? So yeah, so that's the campaign. I'm excited. A lot of great feedback, and please let's continue to support Isaiah. Stacks Pro is going to be amazing, people. So
Sweet.
yeah, if you'd like, I would love to at least show you some of the newer features in Cumbre, and I'm going to actually start with the actual published project.
Cool.
So this is, I mean, if you're familiar with KSON, this looks very similar, but there are some new things. So I've added a few page types. So you
You're
have
not sharing.
Oh, not. Oh, sorry guys. I pulled the Joe.
You pulled a me. And sorry,
Oh
guys,
my
I know
God.
my audio is only going through to the left channel. I'm not exactly sure why, but anyway,
Yeah, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now if you've seen this and you've known, if you are familiar with KSON, then this will look familiar. So this is Kumbre, and I've added a few page types, like I said. One is the campaigns. So I had events before, but I know events are different from campaigns. And so I added it. There's a donate page now, so you can flesh out a donation page. And under legal, where's legal? There you are. Under legal, I've added some, places for you to put privacy policy, terms and conditions, returns and cancellations. And just as a FYI, the reason why this project is the way it is because I continued to build and build and build the same thing over and over. And one day I was like, why am I doing this? I should just have one project I start from. And this is it. Every time I learned a new trick, every time I found something cool, I would try to throw it in here. And this is the culmination of about 3+ years worth of work. So yeah, a lot went into this. And every client that I get is new. They have a different requirement. Like up here, one wants campaigns, one wants events, courses. You can go to the courses page and sell your courses. Now, clearly, these are set up, for you to fill in with your own payment stuff, your own purchase links and everything. I'm just trying to give you the structure from which to build off. If you are wanting to make a food menu, I've made this silly little food board, and then, click on this, it'll take you to the drinks menu, and you can have, set up your bar menu, which is pretty nice. A partners page, a lot of people have partners that are partnerships with other companies. You can take payments. This one's set up. I have PaySnap on here. The project that gets shipped does not have this in it. But you can put your payments in there. Let's see, a resources page. These are all very typical page types that people would want in a website, and they're already built for you. You just got to make them look pretty. And so that's where there's one.
I think that's an important distinction. I think that I know there's a lot of project files out there that are like websites in a box, And I kind of,
Hmm.
stated that in my email this morning where Kumbre is different. It's not, you're not going to take Kumbre and build a website with it, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you
it's
are, but not
well,
this website.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
you're going to take the components like, not everyone is going to need, a donate drinks events FAQ and legal thing and a
Oh,
food
exactly.
menu. All, it's,
Yeah.
these are a really cool pre-made little, hey, look, this is how you can do this with total CMS. If you want a food menu, then you go to the food menu thing and, you can create that, right?
Yeah.
Or integrate that into an existing project file or a project file that you're going to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll show you in the project how I think I found a better solution on controlling the different page types. Before I had a lot of toggles, and I have reduced my toggle fix down to the minimum so it won't kill your server. But yeah, so and then one last thing that I think is really kind of a cool thing, at least for me, is this credits page. And there we go. I don't know why the background isn't loading, but that's okay. So, we all use Unsplash or other images, from different things that say, hey, can you, credit us on your page? Well, this is a way for you to credit those images.
Mm.
Uh,
Nice.
it's in the footer as well. Down here, you can turn it on, turn it off, but you
Yeah.
click on it.
I don't
Well,
think a lot of people do that, right? So,
yeah,
now just curious, I don't know all the details here. Do you have to actually credit each individual image as well, or?
some places would like you to credit each individual image that you have. And so what this is
Mm.
this is a blog list, and I'll show you in the back end, but you can just and I try to make it as easy as possible. Unsplash does a good job of giving you code to put on the page.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just dump the code in and it creates these.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but
Cool.
yeah, it's just a nice way to, stay on the side of legal, so to say.
Interesting. Now, just
Uh,
a tidbit of information, probably on a page that does that, um, you probably want to turn off robots, right? So you probably want the page not to be
mm.
indexed. Just an
Oh,
idea.
okay. Yeah. Actually, you know what? That's a good idea. I'll make a note of that and remove that. So make a note.
Sorry for interjecting. Just
Oh no, that's
ideas
good.
popped in my head.
Oh, and that's another reason why I like having this project in a lot of people's hands so that other people can find the bugs that I haven't, because I do actually use this project to build all my websites. And so if you can find the bugs for me, it makes my life easier down the road. So yeah, so this is the Cumbre project file. It's got everything is all hooked up again, like I said, and this is using Joe's new Share It 3 stack. So all of this will share per blog post, and it's on every single one. So if you go to the events page and you click on the read more, it's down here too, and it uses SEO helper, so it will share the title of the post, and it'll share the card that or the image that you have. So yeah, it's pretty nice. So let's go to the back end real quick, because everyone likes an admin portal. I love admin portals. I've really done some fun quality of life enhancements, I think. So when it came to toggles on a page that activated things on the page, once you toggle them on, I hated having to refresh because it would refresh everything. So I put a real refresh button on each page. Just that's a little, quality of life thing that I think is really nice. But let me see. If you go in, I'll just go and give you a little quick tour of this. So quick links, you can use these to add different blog posts, reviews, blog posts, events, things like that. Or if you click here, you can actually go to them. This will show you your latest blogs and events that are in draft mode. You can obviously change that to be whatever you want. That's the beauty of this. It's your project file. Just switch out the CMS ID. Let's see, page content. Every page has its own page settings. So if I click on home and come in here, everything like the banner title. So if I go home, this banner title and then this subtitle, all controlled back here. All the images are here. It's broken into sections. So this is a section, 2, 3, 4, and on and on and on. You can control them here. So there's the about us. So you can actually tell it, I want this to be on the right. and watch it not work. Hey, it worked. So
Nice.
you can tell it what side. Is it going to be 50%? Is it going to be 33%? Whatever. You can give it margins, and it's all controlled back here. There's extra content you can put in. Now, this is where it gets real powerful. So these are the page settings. So this ties directly into SEO Helper. So this and the page description, the social share card, this is all per page. So you can control it per page. The link title, if I put on here, take me home and save that, and I refresh up here, it'll change the title of the link, take me home. So everything can be controlled from the back end. All right. And then what's really nice is you have per page code settings. So since the homepage doesn't have a post view for like a blog, there is no post view code. But if there was, you would have the main, the head and the body text where you can put specific code. So maybe there's tracking code or whatever you want to put in there, it's there. And then, I have on the side here this little Magellan navigation for you to make it a bit easier to navigate through. The About Us. So all the pages are kind of similar, in that same vein. So, the blog page doesn't really have much by the way of content. So, because that's going to be where all of your posts are. So it's a bit simpler than the rest of the pages. The About Us has something unique though, and I didn't put it throughout the entire thing because it is a bit experimental still. I'm still working on it, but it's in the project if you want to play. That's my cat Kaylee. Let's see, where are you? Okay, so down here, the page sections. So I had an idea to, how can I allow people to put different sections of content and reorder them, maybe give them a different background color, something like that per section. And so all of these are different blog posts that are in the admin section of the About Us. And I'm just going to breeze over this, guys. And it's, we can do some more with this on a hangout or something, but who we serve, we'll just go in there. Like maybe you want a section for that, and you can come in here and you can create a section and you can give it a background color. You can put the padding and then the section sort. So if you wanted this to be number 1, you would change this to 1, and then whatever 1 was, you change it to 3 or whatever, and you can reorder your different sections. So yeah, and also every blog post, form page like this is a blog form right here. I've added the layouts. So these are pre-built layouts for you to go in, and I'm using Joe's fancy schmancy new copy content feature. So like this one, what if I wanted a 2-column vertical center with a pick on the right? Okay. Copy that HTML. You come in here. Unsplash. Yeah. So if I go in here to the code view and come down and then, just paste the code. And then there we go. And now I have my layout. So I have my image on the right. It's vertically centered. It's a 2-column, and it's done. Now you can go in and just change this to be whatever you want it to be. You can even click on the image and it will act. Well, let me see. There we go. Mine are not far enough down. A little sub menu should come up. Give me more space. Maybe it's because I'm in this. There we go. So the standard, blog picture replace and, styling and everything else shows up. So you'll be able to just swap out the image for whatever image you want and go from there. And again, all of these are pre-built, even down to a button. You'll be able to actually hover over this, and it gives you some classes to put on the button so that you'll be able to style it a bit more, like a radius or whatever. Yeah. I mean, I tried to make it as easy as possible and to give the most common layouts that, at least I would use. So they're all there. And that's a partial. So you change it in one place, it changes everywhere else. I wanted to show where are you, the credits. So under the credits thing, you come in and maybe I broke something. I may have broken something, guys. I was messing around with it earlier today, and this isn't the published one. This is the one that I have that I've been playing with. But anyway, they're all, all these are all hooked up. The drink menu, you click on it, takes you to it. You can edit to your heart's content. Now, I will say this: when you are in the blog form, in Rapid Weaver, be careful because SEO helper, I use very specific macros across the board for things. So like summary, it says summary, but that's not summary. This is not the summary stat. I know. It's actually using media. And the reason, I know, I'm a pain. And the reason for that is because I wanted summary to be searchable. And so it's in content, extra content, those aren't searchable, but summary is. And so I wanted to save it for something special. And I found that media was a good alternative. Okay. So yeah. Mhm. Yeah. And then down here, so you may notice like every blog form has SEO keywords, and the reason I put this in here is and used one of the total CMS fields for it is because that is a field in SEO helper in the structured data, and
Uh,
so I wanted
let,
to.
let me pause really. That entire thing I just said, you heard me, but nobody else heard me
Oh,
because I was trying to tweak my setup a little bit more to fix the audio and I broke it and I reverted it back.
perfect.
So guys, let me just, sorry Chris, you're gonna have
Yeah,
to hear
yeah.
that
No, no,
spiel
no.
again.
Go for it. Go for it.
So what Chris did here was kind of some pro level thinking, right? Hopefully you guys can hear me. I see the meters of the audio going up when I talk now, so I think it's fixed. I won't touch it again during the stream. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Um, so Chris has done a lot of the pro level thinking where he knows what fields in blog are searchable via the total CMS search and which aren't, right? So he's already created these things such as drinks menu that we want these 4 or 5 fields to be searchable, and he goes ahead and basically did all that work for you so that you don't have to worry about that. You don't need to know that. He's kind of already did it. So just a side benefit of that is, you have a lot of this stuff is done for you. So yeah, good job on that, Chris.
Thank you. And one of the things is in SEO, because I was very conscientious of SEO helper when I was doing all this. Again, I mean, I went deep dive into SEO helper.
Mm-hmm.
Even down to getting onto ChatGPT and asking it for structured data for, like a food menu or, podcasts, locations, things like that. I wanted to make sure I got as much that I could use with Total CMS. And one thing that was kind of across the board was keywords in the structured data. So I put in here, keywords. So you can actually have in a blog post some specific keywords you want to have searchable. And so, yeah, and then, like all the others, you have your layouts. These layouts are on every form page. So you'll be able to use them. And, I tried to go through and do things like ingredients, for this. This is a specific layout for this one. But for events, if you click on events, it's different. You can have the event price. Well, I guess I don't know why I put all that there, but I did. There you go. You have event details, the address, again, your summary, which is please, it's media, the category, the tags. This is all stuff pertinent to what an event would be. Okay. Let's see. And the same with courses. If you click on the courses, you have the title, you have another summary, the price. I don't know why I put Texas under duration. I gotta be more careful when I export and import my stuff. I play too much. Anyway, but yeah, you have all this stuff. You have tags and categories, and what's nice is like the category. I have one client that uses this system, and what's it called? They want private and public courses. So private courses won't show in the list, but they're still there, and so they can send them the permalink directly to them for them to register. It's just
now for those, do you have it set up so you have two different blogs, or is it just like one set to archive, and then that if it's archived, it's private?
Exactly. Something, yeah, like exactly like that. It will look for that private versus public and only show. It's just the one list. I just wanted to keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
And not have, lists for everything, so to say. But yeah, so there's a lot of different blogs that are set up. I mean, imagine.
Why don't you give us a tour of the content side so we can kind of see on the content side what each looks like?
So here, books. I wanted to put a books thing in here. So if you want to show off books that you've written or have, you can, put them in here and then put a synopsis, whatever you're thinking. This is just some Star Wars lorem ipsum, but you can put your books in here. The FAQ. This is all powered by the blog.
That's a really cool one.
Yeah, it's such a great little use for a blog list. And then the same for resources. This is a blog. Go in here, you put in your image, your text, and the link, and boom, it works. Let's see.
What's campaigns?
Campaigns. Like you can make it look however you want. I didn't put too much into this, but you can say details, and the light box shows up, keeps you on the page. Yeah. I don't have anything for affiliates, and it looks like I did not actually turn on the link itself, but there is an affiliates page that I added as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What's the donate page?
The donate page is kind of like the payment page where you can, put your own payment thing, PayPal or whatever. Joe has a great PayPal stack, people. You can use that there. So just
does this use any particular donation thing? Does it use the PayPal stacks, or does it use what does it particularly use, or does it not?
This is the PaySnap, just because I have PaySnap.
Yeah, PaySnap's great.
Yeah, I like PaySnap a lot. I actually do have the PayPal one as well, but this one was already set up, and I was kind of in a hurry. So
I've told people before. I mean, PaySnap is great. My PayPal stacks are very simple. Like, it is the simplest form of integrating PayPal into your site. So PaySnap definitely takes things to another level. Right?
Sure. Yeah, but don't sell yourself too short there, because I watched the video.
They have their use case. Like, I pretty much, I'll tell you right now, don't want to turn this into a PayPal thing, but I pretty much created them because my dad needed a donate button for his Lion Club site, and he's just like, I just need a quick PayPal donation button, right? And so obviously I added a few other bells and whistles from PayPal, but it was just for a simple little, hey, I have a couple products, I just need a simple buy now thing or a donate button, right? Works great for that. If you're building an e-commerce site, probably want to look at something else.
Sure.
I'll tell you that, right? So anyway,
PaySnap is good for a simple e-commerce site. Just FYI.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then this isn't total CMS blog, but you have a pricing page that I've set up for y'all. I tried to go in and give as many different types of things, page types that someone could possibly need. If you have a client that uses all of these, I want to know what business they're running. Because my God. But I mean, you're probably going to just have, you know, maybe a handful of these. And
Yeah.
again, you can go in and you can put these into subcategories.
Mm-hmm.
The menu is yours. You make it however you want.
Yeah.
I've just laid it out like this so everybody can see everything all
Yep.
at once.
Exactly.
Um,
What's the staff page look like? Did you show that one yet?
Not yet. It just has me.
Nice.
Yeah, and you
Staff of
can click
one,
on it.
just like we were
Staff
space. Love
will
it.
exactly, exactly. And then there's the message us button, which this is all powered by Total CMS in the settings page, which I'll actually show you the settings page. So if you click on settings, this again all total or SEO helper inspired, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and by the way, here is the Cloudflare dev tools from Stacksweaver up there. It's not hooked up on my page on this yet, but it is there just so you can see what it would look like. But yeah, all this is fed into the SEO helpers, the contact info. This is all stuff that will show. You can turn it on, turn it off. It will show, up here, and it all shows down here in the footer. Like right now, see, this is a decent, brightness for the logo on this background. But if you have a dark logo and you want to have a different background or a different logo, down here in the footer, I've even thought you can have an alternate footer logo just to keep things, flowing for you. And one of my favorite things that I did was I put in the Total CMS license. It's just a dummy license, but you can copy the license. And then I thought, well, I want the launcher thing to be better. So I added it in there, and you can just copy the license
I'll
and
check
paste
you
it
out.
in.
That's hilarious.
So
I never
yeah,
saw that. That's pretty funny.
yeah, this is new as of last week. Yeah, and it's the same with
And
the
you have the export
export.
tool right there. That's
Yep,
brilliant.
yep. I want things to be simple.
That's
Um,
pretty cool. I like
yeah.
it.
And then this code is all site wide. So like Google Analytics, this is the Google Analytics for the site.
Mm,
It puts it site wide. I try to do, Facebook pixel. This will go where the Facebook pixel goes, but then you have head and body placement as well
cool.
for different things. Um, my toggles, so different site components, so you can turn on announcements, cookie disclaimer, messages, updates. All these different things will turn on and turn off, if you want them. And then you have, hours of operation. The reason why it's this way is because in SEO Helper, it is specific to this kind of format. You have a specific line for, open and close per
Mm,
day. And so
got
it's
it.
it's in there. But this is a Google formatted um, hours of operation. And so that will show right here. This
A
is the
Google formatted.
yeah, so Google is just FYI for people, Google is very, very, very picky about things. And the more you comply with Google's formatting, the happier they will be with
Mm-hmm.
you. And so if Google has it like this in your Google business account, put it like that on your webpage. Whatever format
Mm,
it is, you put it like that. The same with the phone number. So it has this parentheses with the area code and then a dash between the numbers. That's how Google does it. And
yep.
recently, as of 2 days ago, I was having an issue with one of my clients in their Google ads. Their phone number in the ads themselves was being rejected. And that's because it needed the area or the country code in front of it.
Hmm.
And so they just suggested to put the country code in the actual front facing thing as well. So whatever, I did it. And you
Okay.
can see at the
Interesting.
bottom in the little thing down there in the link.
So you're saying the hours of operation, it should be that format, even though I'm assuming the other format, the one with that's an SEO helper, that puts structured data on the page, right?
Yes, this is for structured data
Okay. Now,
only.
now, now, but if you have the structured data, I mean, Google should read that in because that's even more preferable to them than the
Yes,
format of the what's actually on the page. Because then at that
yes,
point, that's human readable, or I'm sorry, machine readable formatting. So interesting.
Exactly, exactly. And but Google also reads your website like it does a Word document,
Hmm.
top to bottom,
Okay.
left to right, and it looks for H1s, then H2s,
Yep.
and then seconds for H3, and it likes having things matchy matchy to what because what it's showing Google is intent. It shows that you are aware of people looking at something. Like it'd be the same as you see a flyer out in the wild and it's a discount on something and you scan a QR code or whatever and it takes you to the website and it's a page for that flyer you found, but the colors are different, the fonts are different, the pictures are different. It doesn't look like they match. It looks like two completely separate things, and it might make you think, this looks kind of scammy. I don't know if I want to purchase this or be on this page. I think it's kind of the same thing. They want consistency across the board. At least that's my understanding of it.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, and then your social media that you can add in, your messaging info. So all of this is what is driving this message us. And let's see. And then this is all like very specific SEO helper content, down to latitude and longitude for you to put in there.
Mm-hmm.
There's that country code right there. Yeah, and then contact info and all this, just it makes it as easy as possible so you don't have to open up stacks and change something there, republish. You can do it from your phone if you wanted to. I actually spent some time getting the phone portion looking at least semi-decent. I
Yep.
mean, this is a lot of content. This is a lot. So it took some doing. But yeah, I mean, and then, let's see, open up the project file. I thought I already had it open. So this is the project file. I mean, right away, I mean, look how massive that is. That's a lot of pages.
Yeah. That
So
can be intimidating. So show people how all that's organized. Maybe
yeah,
collapse everything so it's a little less intimidating. I don't. Maybe
where
hold.
I'll
Yeah. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. No, is there an easier way to close everything?
I thought everything was under one. If you push the alt tag, the alt key or option key, and then click on the arrow, does that? I think it does just the child's though. Yeah,
Yeah, that's all right.
it's all good.
Um, Yeah. So, okay. So the way and this was actually Joe's suggestion a long time ago. You have the homepage right here. So this is all, homepage, and I'm a pin fan, so everything's in pins, guys. Um, I try to give notes throughout as well, so you don't get lost. But every page that's, the top level has at least an admin page. And so this is what is being served up here. So if I click on page content, click on home, this is what that page is. Okay. And then, oops. And then if I go to like blog, we'll do blog. That's a common one. So this is the blog page. Here's the blog alert stack by stacksappstacks.com. That does not come with the project. That is a separate purchase and it is worth it because it's super cool. You have the blog view page. So when someone clicks on the blog post, it'll take them to the view page. And then there's an admin page to tell you what the blog will look like, like the title of it, the link title, and then the SEO stuff for the page settings. And then you have the blog list for the admin side, and you have the blog form on the admin side. So every single one is structured the same way, all the way down. And then, okay,
Hold on,
so
back up really quick. So you have three blog admin things. Just want to make
yeah,
sure that's clear. So the first one, the blog page, that is stuff that is outside of the blog content, but
yeah,
manages the content around the blog page.
it's
Correct?
managing this. It's like the picture, the
Mm-hmm.
title here, the subtitle, and then whatever, if there's specific code per that page,
Mm-hmm.
or if there is, something else, it would be in here. And so if I go to the blog content page, it's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
You can choose to use
Now,
F6 or
now, just
Impact.
curious. If several people do this, right, where they have your blog page content and then your blog list. Why not just have the blog list on your blog page as well? Just curious.
That's good. So I did think about that, but my only concern, and I didn't want to have too many. Like I have 3 panels now.
Yeah.
You know, I have this list, I have this list, and then I have this list.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a long blog list and it's underneath the settings, I mean, it can the page can get real long real fast.
Fair enough.
And so,
Okay. Yeah. It
yeah,
depends on how much content you have, but sure.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. I mean, I have a client that they have a providers page, and there are about 4,000 providers, and each one of those provider is a blog list entry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and remember that I think that's when you up the ante on how much blog import and export would work.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
remember you fixed that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a fun one to suss out, man. But yeah, so each page has its own like page content page, and then there is the add edit content. So these are all the blog lists, right? So here's the blog posts. So you have past, you have drafts. Why past is coming up?
Someone asked in the chat, is the menu that you created kind of dynamic? So if they delete a page from the project, does it remove it from the menu?
No,
Okay.
that is separate. So this is the menu, and I'll show you why. The only thing that's dynamic is like services. This is pulling from a total CMS menu item. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because I figured that makes sense, and then I thought that I had it under block. Maybe I removed it, but yeah, I think services is a good use case for that. But no, let me show you real quick. Like clearly, you're not going to use all these pages, right?
Yeah.
So what I did was I came in here and I was like, all right, let's say I don't use videos, I don't use tours, and I don't want to subscribe. So I'll take 1, 2, and 3, and I drag them down here to this unused pages, which is set to draft.
Hmm.
So now those pages, they don't get published, but they're still there. They still have all of
Oh, interesting.
the
If you add something to a structure, a substructure that is the parent set to draft, it won't publish anything inside of it either.
exactly.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
even okay, guys. Look, even I learned something new. I didn't even know that. So
Yeah.
there
See,
we go. That's cool.
they're all grayed out.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. I was very happy when I discovered that.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good
So
workflow.
exactly. And you're because if you start a project, this happens a lot to me. I'll start a project for a client and they're like, I don't want to blog. I don't want to blog. And I'm like, all right, you're gonna want to blog, but okay. I delete that page and then I'm kicking myself later because I gotta now re-add that page. But this way it's still there and it's just turned off. And
Cool.
so if I go into the navigation, this is a partial. Okay. Now it's for someone who's new. I know this could look scary, but if you double click on the pen, you go down there, this is actually the menu. And the reason why it's here in a partial and it's here, the same partials down here, is so that if you make a change in one, it will reflect in the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a custom menu that I've built so that it works with both mobile and desktop, but it's not a rapid weaver menu where you delete a page, it deletes the menu item for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you go in here to see this, all of these are total CMS macros.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
so, yeah. So all of this is how you can rename your pages to be custom from the back end. And if you don't have a page that if you don't want the drinks or the events, these are all things, you can just delete them. You can go back in and add them. The structure of the macros is fairly consistent, throughout.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, food menu, privacy, FAQ events, they're all, and I use the same, I guess, not nomenclature, what's the word? Naming
Naming
convention.
convention. Yeah.
Yeah, the same naming conventions throughout my macros. So, let's say that one day you wanted to add a new page, all of this is pretty standard across the board. You can just really double click in here and then, duplicate a page, copy this part, just the privacy, and then go in and change whatever, this is on that new page. So let's say you change or you wanted to add a new page, you duplicate the FAQ, you can just go in and double click and, change everything to, I don't know, like what's a good one? Stacks, like if you have a stacks page, and then, boom, you're done.
Yep.
I tried to make it again as easy as possible. And again, this is a massive file, guys. I know it's scary for some people. It's intimidating for me too. I've just used it so much that I know where things are. But it's a great learning tool, if anything. Let's see. Let me get back out of here.
I saw a couple people in the comments saying that they learned Total CMS using KSON. So yeah.
Oh, nice. That's great. That's the point, guys. That's kind of the point of this. Let me look at this. All of this, macros galore. These are all Total CMS macros already done for you for structured data for local business. And it's all fed from the admin side of this website. So down here, Monday, Tuesday, all this is all stuff fed into
that's the form data we looked at earlier, right? The Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the hours. Yep.
And what's really nice is, so like I'll show you this. So this website I actually built using Kumbre, okay? Technically KSON, but whatever. Kumbre. What's cool about this is if you go into Learn More, so the blog, okay? And for some reason, I'm using that trick I did with the WordPress thing, and I think I got the file names wrong or something, because they're not, only a few of them are showing up. I was actually going to ask you about that, Joe, because I need to get this fixed. But I was going off target there. So what's cool about SEO Helper, especially with the blog, check this out. I think I'll blow your mind. All right. So if I inspect this post right here, okay, so this is the article, right? This right here where it says script, this is the structured data. Look at this. The entire blog post is in the blog list. And that is per blog list item, the entire blog post.
Yep.
So if you were to click on that and it takes you to see, even these aren't working. If it takes you to the text, it's all there. And it's all here too under, there we go. So here is the structured data for part of it. That's for the local business stuff. And then there's the blog. So you have, keywords, which are in here, word count, the blog post itself, and all of this is being fed per post from the CMS.
Exactly.
So, cool this is massive, massive stuff when it comes to SEO. I'm actually very proud of that I got it all hooked up correctly. And even things like if you were to click on, courses, like this map, if you have the maps 2 stack from DoBox in the project file, in the project file under like locations, there we go. So I added that functionality in there as well. So location 1, it will pop up in here. Location 2, it'll pop up in there. It's pretty cool. So imagine like you have apartment complexes or you're trying to sell houses or something. You can have a map that matches what the list item is in the Total CMS blog. So yeah, I mean, I could probably go on forever with this. Sitemap. Sitemap is pretty much done. You just got to fill in your Total CMS. What's it called? The URLs. I learned that the macro does not work in here, which is fine. You do it once, you set it, and it's fine. But all of this is pretty much set up for you, and you just got to change the front part of the URL, and your sitemap is done. You can just upload that to Google Console. Yeah, I mean, it's just, there's so much in here, guys. So much. I even have like a place with some extra different footers and blog posts, blog lists, things like that for you. There's a sandbox page where you can go in and play. Yeah, a legend. Get some help you out with some of the stacks. Yeah, lots of stuff. So
Sweet.
yeah, for $10, not bad.
Exactly.
Not bad at all.
Not bad
And you
at
get a
all.
stack. Plus, you get a stack from Stacks App Stacks, and you get a pretty good discount off of the Cloud Dev or Cloudflare DevTools stack, which is
Sweet.
awesome.
That is really cool. You get a lot with that. You know,
You get
I
a lot.
think the time savings and the learning that you can get from this project file is definitely worth it. Like
Yeah.
1,000%. So good job, dude. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. And you're giving back to your community by giving to Isaiah. And if you do the pay it forward thing, you're helping someone else out to learn as well.
Amen. Cool. Well,
Joe's
Chris,
got a YouTube.
thank you very much for coming on today.
Yeah,
And
thanks for having
yeah,
me.
it was really awesome. I hope everyone goes out and buys it. And pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you haven't, make sure you join us on Friday at our hangouts. Right, they're always fun. Chris is a regular attendee. He's always there, along with Josh and Scott and a bunch of you here. I know I recognize a lot of names here in the chat. And hopefully we'll see you all on Friday. So cool.
Now, one thing about that though, I may not be there because I'm tempting fate. I'm going out of town tomorrow on a camping trip. So if anything breaks in my absence, I apologize. I swear to you, by Monday it should be fixed.
If anything breaks, just contact Scott Williams.
There you go. Done.
He will help you out.
Yep. Just keep badgering him. Keep emailing. He loves it
all the time. Yeah, just like he's getting older, so like every 2 minutes at least, you just need to ping him. Hey Scott, you there? Hey Scott. Hey Scott. Hey Scott. Hey Scott.
And we lost Scott. Scott's now a Foundry user.
The link to purchase, go on the community in his announcements. Just look in the announcements section on the community. You can also go to stacksbasecamp.com.
Mm-hmm.
And cool. Thanks, Chris. Hopefully we'll see everyone again on Friday. We won't see Chris, but we'll see everybody else. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.
Bye, guys.